Ons gesels vanoggend oor die vordering van navorsing vir die effektiewe en bekostigbare behandeling van mynafvalwater en ons verwelkom vir Dr. Vhahangwele Masindi. Hy's 'n senior navorser by die WNR. Good morning, Mr. Masindi, and welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Let's start with a brief background of yourself.
Okay. My name is Vhahangwele Masindi. I come from Limpopo province in Thando, within the Vhembe district. I grew up in a rural area, started my primary school at Mukura, my primary education at Ramshasha Primary School, went on to a senior primary, which is Takarani Senior Primary School. I matriculated at Mukura High School, which was a resource-limited setting, but we struggled, we managed. When I matriculated with a merit, I went to University of Venda. I did my basic degree in environmental management. I went on to masters in environmental management. I managed to pass with a cum laude. Then I furthered my studies to a PhD in environmental sciences. Yes.
What is the reality regarding the amount of water discharged at active and abandoned mines?
There's a number of studies that has been done in country, specifically focusing on the Western Basin in Gauteng. The approximated amount of water that is discharged per day is close to 360 megaliters per day, which is 336 million megaliters of water. So it's a huge, vast amount of water that has been produced to the environment on a daily basis. As such, we need a serious intervention.
Yes. And what chemicals are present in the water?
So just to give you a brief background, when they are mining gold or coal, you find sulfide-bearing minerals associated with gold or coal. Those sulfide-bearing minerals, you find that they might be containing lead, arsenic like the arsenopyrite, the iron sulfide. So when they react with water, then they get into the water bodies. They get leached into the water bodies, hence enriching the water bodies with the high levels of contaminants such as aluminium, iron, manganese, arsenic, and zinc. So those are the principal elements that are there, including sulfate, which is very problematic. A number of technologies are failing to remove sulfate from the acid mine drainage.
Yeah.
I understand that you did your doctoral on the nano-based clay composites and natural materials.
That's correct.
So all this stuff that's in the water, are they natural components, or is there some unnatural components?
No, they are natural components. But what happens, there are geological processes that take place. Like you find the water that is emanating from mining activities that are very acidic. So those conditions are conducive for metals in the surrounding geologies to leach into the water bodies. So what we did with this composite, it has three mechanisms. You have ion exchange. So it means it can exchange ion from its matrices into the water bodies. Sometimes also because those are components that have been exchanged into the water bodies, they increase the pH of the water, hence making it alkaline. When the water is alkaline, the metals will start to precipitate. Then we're going to collect the sludge, then beneficiate the sludge. Yes.
And the water you spoke about, that big amount, is that just going into drains or it's just wasted?
Yeah, it wasted because sometimes when it comes out, they can't really control it. And most of the mines in the Witwatersrand basins, they are abandoned mines. So it remains the responsibility of the government to be accountable for all the processes that are happening there, the treatment processes. They need to be engaged by the government. So they end up in the river ecosystems. Sometimes you find they're going through a game reserve, our heritage site, that site in the Western Basin also. It's been affected badly. And also in the Gold Reef City, people are no longer going underground because of a rise of the water level, which is very acidic.
Sure.
So it's affecting a number of things.
Ons gaan voort met vanoggend se gesprek oor die vordering van navorsing vir die effektiewe en bekostigbare behandeling van mynafvalwater. En ons verwelkom weer eens vir Dr. Vhahangwele Masindi hier by ons in die ateljee. Hy is 'n senior navorser van die WNR. Mr. Vhahangwele, what is acid mine drainage and what impact does wastewater have on the environment?
Acid mine drainage, I would say it's a name that originated from the nature of the water that has been discarded from the environment or from the underground shaft or active mines. So the acidic nature of the drainage led to people calling it acid mine drainage because it's very acidic. But the acidity in it led to the leaching of a number of heavy metals that is very poisonous to the environment. And with stringent environmental regulations that need serious intervention in the protection of the environment as well, lead to people to be pushed, or the mining houses to be forced to treat the water before they could discharge to the environment. So the drainage is itself, that is very acidic, led to its name called acid mine drainage. Yes.
And what does technology entail? How would it work in reality?
This is a 5-stage technology. So first stage is neutralization. Then we have a second reactor whereby we precipitate gypsum. That is a number of industrial applications such as fertilizer makings. And the third reactor, we recover limestone. That's the third reactor. So limestone has a number of applications. Also, it can be used in steel making industries, for fertilizer making. And the last stage is the RO system, whereby we purify all the water to the drinking standard. And the brine, we take it to the eutectic freeze for further recovery of source that we can also sell to the industries or metallurgical processes.
So it will produce safe drinkable water?
Yeah, the water will be drinkable and will be within the standard of SANS 241 standards as stipulated by the water quality guidelines and specifications. So it's drinkable. Yes.
And you were awarded the J.D. Roberts Prize for this innovation.
Yes,
and it's a patent that's registered in the USA and Canada and Argentina.
That's true.
Is that the system that you created to filter this water and make it clear?
Yes, that's the system that I developed, but components of it, because if there are industrial proven technologies already there in a commercial stage, like the RO system, we didn't develop it ourselves. But in the first phase where we use magnesite, we developed that process. The second phase where we recover gypsum, also I developed it myself, and that's the process that we patented in the state in Australia. So because traditionally what they used to do, they used to use limestone. It's a very common technology in mine water treatment facilities and mining houses. So the problem with it is that it precipitates gypsum in the first phase. Then you find the sludge that is very complex and you can't really recover value from that sludge. So that was the challenge of traditional technologies, and companies are moving away from that because you need to dispose the sludge that you recover from the process, and it incur additional cost, like in the landfill when you want to dispose the waste. So because you're solving a problem but creating another problem with the waste that you're producing. But this technology, you don't produce any waste. Because in the first reactor, we recover the iron mainly, which can be used in paint makings because it can be a pigment, a red pigment. Second phase is gypsum. We can sell it to the industries, fertilizers, and the road making industries. The limestone also, there's a number of industrial applications, the water and the salt in the eutectic freeze. So it makes it self-sustainable and a complete system that is less environmental footprints.
It sounds absolutely remarkable. So can all aspects of this process be used to generate funds?
Yes, all the component of this system can be used to generate funds, but it can offset the running cost of the treatment process, hence making it self-sustainable.
So, Dr. Masindi, we asked our listeners and our viewers if they will drink this water. And a lot said they will drink this water rather than municipal water. But is it so clear after this whole process, the mine water, and with all the components in it, that you will drink it?
Yes, it's very clear.
It's very clear. It's very good
clear.
water.
Yeah, it's high quality water. I would say I wouldn't really say better than the municipality, but it's ultra pure.
Yeah.
It's ultra pure.
I think next time you must bring us some of this water.
Yes, because what we're planning is that we can even have spin-off companies that can sell bottled water out of this technology instead of wasting water, because now we're heading towards water shedding.
Yes,
in the Cape Town, the Johannesburg area. Yes, correct.
Because that was one of my questions. If you think just business, like you explained that you can support from the building industry right through to lime, but if you can actually try to get mines and export all this water from Gauteng to Cape Town, and you can make money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sure. That's true. Because also, you remember last year there was water shedding in Gauteng.
Yes.
They were, systematically sharing the water. So this, and they have large deposit of water within the Witwatersrand Basin. But the challenge is that even the underground water in Joburg, Gauteng, it's polluted due to mining activities. So it's not really easy to drill a borehole in Gauteng, then you expect to get clean water. So what we are thinking as a CSIR, we want to come up with another reactor system whereby we can treat the water using a fixed bed reactor with 4 components on it. Then we can get clean water also.
So as we all know, water-related challenges are evident all over the country. For which areas will this technology help? Can it only be used in areas close to active mines or mining technologies?
Yes, it can be used close to active mines, also the abandoned mines. Like it should be coal mine, gold mine, even the platinum mine. We have had discussions with the mining houses in Northwest regarding their wastewater, trying to demonstrate what we can do with our technology. Yes.
How does it feel to see your ideas and inventions become a realization or a reality?
Yeah, to a professional or a scientist like me, I feel like it's an achievement because it takes years to relegate your technology to the next level. There are so many technologies that have been developed, but they end up in the shelf without them succeeding to the market, without them solving the problem they were developed to solve. Yeah.
And your experience with the mining world, I mean, there's always pressure on them to keep the environment around them, even if they leave, to clean up and to make it better. Is it positive or is it still a bit of a struggle, corporate struggle? You don't have to name mines.
Yes, no, I understand. But I think finances are the problem. The financial constraints are limiting them to restore the environment or rehabilitate the environment. It's a bit difficult. That's why some, they just disappear and leave it to the government responsibility. So it's very difficult.
Is there other countries that's already having this system implemented and it's 100%?
You mean
everyone is still,
our technology or other
sending.
technology? You mean our technology?
Yeah, your technology.
Not yet. The reason we patented it in the state in Canada, there's the mine water problem in the state in Canada is very high. So we're thinking that if we are fully fledged, develop this technology fully, then we can deploy it to those countries and see if we can solve their water problems.
I want to invest in that company, so just keep my number.
Yes, now we still need funding to refine the technology.
Yes.
It's not really at its maximum, but we can demonstrate to whoever want to see the demonstration.
And on that positive note, we thank you for joining us for this discussion. Dit was dan Dr. Vhahangwele Masindi wat vanoggend met ons gesels het.